Fiat Chrysler is ponying up cash to Tesla. Tesla's latest Autopilot safety report has released. European owners are picking up an update treat, and Tesla wins a battle in Texas. This is Tesla Tidbits episode number 512 for April 10th, 2019. This show is sponsored by my supporter Richard. If you're in the market for a Model S, X, or 3, please consider using his referral code. Ask your salesperson to use code Richard174 or go direct to the web link ts.la/Richard174 and pick up a 1,000-mile supercharging credit for your new vehicle. We start today's show with an amazing story out of Reuters that even the most rabid of Tesla fans couldn't have predicted. Fiat Chrysler and Tesla have come to an agreement to allow Fiat Chrysler to pool its fleet with Tesla to avoid fines for violating new emissions rules in the European Union. This works much the same way that Tesla sells credits here in the US and California, except it would appear, according to the article, that the company is picking up, quote, hundreds of millions of euros, end quote, to bail Fiat Chrysler out of its situation. Tesla did not respond to Reuters' request for comment, though Fiat Chrysler issued a statement saying, quote, FCA is committed to reducing the emissions of all our products. The purchase pool provides flexibility to deliver products our customers are willing to buy while managing compliance with the lowest cost approach, end quote. Better still, it looks like this executed in the first quarter, February 25th to be precise, according to a declaration to the European Commission. What is unclear is when the payment was made to Tesla. If in Q1, it's possible the company will be much closer to profit than initially expected. If Q2, then Tesla has a pretty sizable head start out of the gate to start the quarter between this and the roughly 10,000 vehicles that were in transit at the end of Q1. The specifics of how many hundreds of millions Fiat Chrysler will pay was not disclosed, but at some point it's possible that it'll come to light in financial filings. Keep in mind, too, that this payment is in euros, which will exchange for more dollars on the U.S. financial filings. Due to the way that European laws appear to work, it would seem that Tesla can only make this agreement with a single manufacturer, unlike here in the U.S., where it can slice up the fleet in any way it chooses and sell credits to any and all manufacturers for the number of cars it produces. Regardless, it would seem Tesla has found another bonus source of income thanks to its inherently clean cars. Next up, Tesla has released its quarterly Autopilot safety report for 2019 Q1. Unfortunately, just like Q1 is likely to be financially, we've got a mixed bag. While Autopilot is still safer than humans by a wide stretch, the stats continue their downward trend, albeit only slightly, in this latest report. From the report, quote, in the first quarter, we registered one accident for every 2.87 million miles driven in which drivers had Autopilot engaged. For those driving without Autopilot, we registered one accident for every 1.76 million miles driven. By comparison, NHTSA's most recent data shows that in the United States there is an automobile crash every 436,000 miles, end quote. For comparison's sake, in the first report, Autopilot events occurred once per 3.34 million miles driven, and in the second report, that number declined to once per 2.91 million miles driven. Another important comparison is that the occurrence of accidents according to NHTSA also increased as of last quarter, as this number was one event per 492,000 miles in the first report. So this may be representative of crappier overall driving in the US, as Autopilot is an miracle worker and can only do so much to avoid humans behaving badly on the road. In a twist, it appears that European owners are now receiving some features ahead of US owners. Redditor Plasma Ritual, with a hat tip to Tesla owners online for directing me there, posted the 2019.12 release notes from their Model 3, showing that at long last, Tesla has implemented the feature that Elon replied to me about nearly a year ago. The Check for Updates button has been added to the car, and additionally, the car will show the download progress for the update as it is received. Also part of the 2019.12 software, appears to be the Chromium browser change that Elon teased a couple weeks back. I'm stoked for both, the former because it's a feature I had at least a small hand in bringing to the car, and the latter because I use my browser frequently and would love to have not only a faster browser, but a more reliable one. Lastly, for today's episode, a battle began in Texas a little while back that saw the possibility that Tesla would not only be able to not sell in Texas, as it is already, but unable to service its cars in the state either. However, thanks to Twitter user Coffee Table Tesla, we get word from the Tesla policy team that all is well. From the email sent to Coffee Table Tesla, quote, I wanted to share the good news with you. Last week, Senate Bill 1415 was amended and no longer includes the provision that could prohibit Tesla's ability to continue to operate service centers in Texas. This couldn't have happened without your support, and I thank you. Your voice made all of the difference in this effort, end quote. Glad to finally put one in the legislative W column, as it seems we'd not been getting many of those lately. That is it for today's show. Thanks very much to our super patrons supporting the show at the $10 plus level over at patreon.com/Tesla Tidbits. They are Drew Schuyler, John Waller, Ryan Scarborough, Lee Sweet, William Henry Crew III, Dorian Steve Guberman, Bruno Kundici, Joey Boots, Ralph and Cheryl Waterhouse, Adam Raymer Brown, Megawatt Photovoltaic Development, Todd Sullivan, Robert Healy, Mitch Long, Zortec LED Canada, Morven Ogg, Blake Thompson, Raymond and Deborah Malkowitz, T Sportline, Michael Pastroni, Travis and Cheyenne Rush, Cookie UK, Chris Hovis, Craig Murphy, Vicky Kirk, Ricky Johnston, Bien Concepcion, Nathan Garza, Paul Goona, and Ed Patterman. If you have any feedback for me, the best way to be heard, as always, is to tweet at Tesla Tidbits and use the hashtag AskTeslaTidbits if you'd like that question to be considered for the show. I'll see everyone back here again on Friday, and hopefully I'll have some video packages available for you at some point during the week or on the weekend. I have a lot of video that's stored. Some of it is not major, but one of them is a new Tidbits from the road. I look forward to putting it out there for you. Well, that's it. Until then, keep it charged and hit the road.